Ah, da 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 ba da da ba ba. All right, hey babies. So main man, Mars Midnight, and as promised, let's get down to it. Woo! Hold on, babies. Doing triple on pants loose. Yes, we are butt ass naked because tonight's episode is about honesty and fearlessness. Okay, so here we are at what was formerly known as the Wiener King. All right, you know why McDonald's sucks right now? The graphic designs all gone away. There's no playground because the insurance on the playgrounds because they want these buildings as absorbable as possible. It's about real estate. All right, fuck your childhood, all that shit. Ronald McDonald, fuck the clown, him and he's pervert anyway. So anyway, here we are at a local what passes for a honky tonk tonight. Oslo's. Yeah. Cheraw, South Carolina. Home of Dizzy Gillespie, but you can't talk about Dizzy Gillespie unless you talk about Charlie Bird Parker, and you can't talk about Bird unless you talk about heroin, and yeah. That's a Pandora's box, isn't it? Here's a little story not long ago. No, okay. So, here I am, I decided to roll in there. Totally unprompted. Oh, I am butt naked, by the way. If that's worth anything, I think I got a cash app. What's cash app? Anyway, but anyway, so I rolled up in there, and I was flashing cash. I mean, I had like 20s, like stacked. There wasn't a problem. I was sitting there, and no one came to my aid. Although I noticed they were overstaffed at the bar. And I was like, so here I am, a guy with money in his hand, sitting in a section that is unoccupied, and so I just sat there. So anyway, this motherfucker, he's sitting there and he's playing his acoustic guitar and he's doing his Tom Petty songs and all this shit. And like I'm like, yeah, I know all his songs. Why? Because I have a radio and because it's the same shit I've heard like forever and forever and forever and forever. And forever. Oh yeah, all right, take it easy, baby, make it last all night. She was an American girl, all that and ad infinitum, So anyway, so I'm like, so I'm out singing that motherfucker, right? Because here's the thing about me. I've had to deal with low rent, hardcore PAs. So I've had to sing over and shout over like fucking just like give everything my all. So when this fucking hillbilly jack off fucking comes in there and is like, and then he was like, all right, everybody sing along. And he points me out and he goes, but not this guy. Oh, no, you didn't. You didn't get the attention or attention. So I'm just sitting there. I'm just like looking at this motherfucker. I'm looking at this motherfucker. And he would not look at me after that. It was like, Shane, what's that? So I sat there for like 40 fucking minutes. I was like basically stalking this some bitch. Just like, he thought I was going to go away. He thought he did his little magic dust with shit. And I was like, nope. I'm waiting on you, cowboy. I basically took a nap waiting on this motherfucker. So anyway, I'm looking daggers into his ass. And finally, he turns around and he says, what's up? I said, I'll tell you what's up. What was up with this everybody saying except this guy? Just asking. Oh, you know what he did? You know he did because he was feeling comfortable because Brad and Chad and Barry and all his friends. He's like, he got the daddy voice on me. What he don't know is I got blood and bones in this dirt. And I remember when this joint was the fucking Winter King. And besides that, I opened it up and, was one of the first chefs that converted it to so I was like, mm-hmm. So I got his hackles up, right? I was like, so I don't know, I don't remember because I have a bit of dissociative identity disorder. Well, I was like, woo, fucking you all that. But then I remembered, Mars, check this out. You are outnumbered, even though you have blood and bones in this dirt. You are woefully outnumbered. So I was never so happy to get my ass on that bicycle seat as I was today, baby. And you know what? I gave him a good fuck you on the way out of there, but you know what? Go ahead and cheat your neighbor. Go ahead. You know what? Fuck it, Billy Jack. All right, we on the attack.